Now that we know the footwork for cloud hands, let's practice the arm work that goes along with it. The martial arts application of cloud hands is a defense against punches, blocking punches, knocking them sideways as we travel to the side. In martial arts, there would be a punch. You can bring your left hand up, bring it across like that, rotate the arm as you would strike a punch and knock it aside. Your opponent would be over there punching at you like this, punching like that. You knock that punch aside, but then as you travel, he might punch again with this hand, and you would knock that punch aside. So what we're doing with this arm movements, this is like a blocking move. And we do it on one side, then we do it on the other side. In karate, you would have your fists clenched. In Tai Chi, we just have our hands open, and they move very gracefully like clouds. Coming across, the reason that the arm rotates and the palm faces forward is that that would be the moment at which you would be striking the opponent's arm. And as you strike the opponent's arm, you want to have your own arm rotating so that the bone bounces off without hurting yourself. By rotating this bone here, it bounces off the opponent's arm without hurting you. If you didn't rotate it, just brought it straight across and slammed it in their arm, it would hurt you. But if you rotate the arm as you strike their arm, then their arm bounces off yours with the minimum amount of impact on your bone. So let's take just one hand at a time. Let's take the right hand first, because most of us are right-handed. Bring your right hand down to your left hip. Bring your hand up, comes up to about the level of the face. The palm faces inward. Your arm's nice and relaxed, because we're not doing this for martial arts. We're doing this for relaxation and exercise. Sweep the arm across in front of your face, and when it gets in front of your right shoulder, turn your palm forward. Okay? That would be the blocking move. The arm comes vertically up like this. The hand comes vertically up. Then the hand comes across horizontally. So I will describe the arm movements as vertical hand movements and horizontal movements. First we have a vertical movement, then we have a horizontal movement. Then what we want to do is return the hand to its original position so it can block a second time. The hand comes down, comes across, and turns in so it's back by the left hip joint again. So the right hand comes up, vertical movement, comes across in a horizontal movement, and the palm turns forward. Comes down in a vertical movement, then it comes across in a horizontal movement, and the palm turns inward. Up, across, down, across, and facing in. Up, across, and facing forward, down, across, and facing in. Now, the left hand does exactly the same movement. Starting in front of the hip, to block a punch, we would bring the hand up, the palm faces inward, we sweep it across horizontally, and the palm turns forward. Then we bring the left hand down vertically, and as it comes across, the palm turns inward. We bring it up, across, and the palm turns forward, down, across, and the palm turns in. A vertical movement, a horizontal movement, a vertical movement, and a horizontal movement. All right, let's try the individual hands one more time, starting with the right hand in front of the left hip. It comes up, it comes across, and the palm turns forward. It comes down, it comes across, and the palm turns inward. Up, across, down, across. One more time. Up, across, down, across. Now we'll take the left hand in front of the right hip, up, across, and the left hand turns forward, down, across, and the left hand turns inward, up, across, down, across. One more time. Up, across, down, across. Very good. Now let's put both hands together. If we were in a martial arts situation, we would want to be able to block a punch on the left and right, one right after the other, as quickly as possible. So for instance, we wouldn't go like this. We wouldn't bring this hand up, bring it across to block the punch, and bring it down, then bring the other hand over, up, and across to block the punch and down. That would waste too much time. We would be starting off ready to do it. Each time that the other block finishes, we're ready to start a new block. The left hand comes up, it comes across, and the right hand is already in position to come up and across and block the next punch. Up, across, so that you have the minimum amount of time wasted between blocks. Now, if we do that with our hands open, the right hand starts with the palm up facing forward. Left hand starts down by the right hip with the palm facing inward. The hands pass each other in a vertical move. I call this elevator hands because it's like the two cars of an elevator passing each other as one car goes up, the other car goes down. So that's what I call the vertical move, is elevator hands. Then the hands move horizontally, and I call that horizontal hands. It's a simple name. Elevator hands on the other side, and then horizontal hands again. Now let's take it really slowly. We start off with the right hand facing forward, left hand in. Elevator hands, they pass each other. Notice that the left hand is still facing inward, the right palm is kind of facing downward. Now both hands come across at the same time. This is a little bit difficult to remember sometimes. You kind of want to forget about the right hand as you bring the left hand across. But you want to bring both hands across at the same time. And as that happens, during the horizontal move, that's when the left hand turns forward and the right hand turns inward. Let's take just that much again. Start off with your right hand up, left hand in front of the hip. Elevator hands, hands pass each other. Horizontal hands, left hand comes across, it turns forward, right hand comes to the hip, turning inward. Then we do elevator hands on the other side. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Horizontal hands, both hands come across, left hand turns inward, right hand turns forward. The lower hand is going to be turning inward, the upper hand is going to be turning forward. Let's do it again, nice and slow. Elevator hands, hands pass each other. Horizontal hands, they come across, right hand turns inward, left hand turns forward. Elevator hands on this side, the hands pass each other. Then the right hand comes across, it's going to turn forward while the left hand comes across, turning inward. Elevator hands, horizontal hands, elevator hands, horizontal hands, and lower your arms. Let's go back. I don't want you to get confused. Let's go back and do one arm at a time again so that you'll remember and have that very clearly in your mind exactly what's happening. Start with the left hand this time. Left hand comes up. Left hand comes across and turns forward. Left hand comes down. Left hand comes across and turns inward. Up, across, turning forward. Down, across, turning inward. Let's take the right hand now. The right hand starts up. It comes down and across. Now it comes up and across, turning forward. Down and across, turning inward. Up, across, down, across and turning inward. Up, across and turning forward. Down, across and turning inward. Now let's put both hands together again. We start with our right hand on top, the left hand in front of the hip, right hand facing forward, left hand facing inward. Elevator hands, the two hands pass each other. They come across, turn your left hand forward, turn the right hand in. Elevator hands, they pass each other. Come across, the right hand turns forward, left hand turns inward. Now you can almost imagine on the horizontal move that there's a string attached from the upper hand to the lower hand, and as the upper hand comes across, it's pulling the lower hand with it. Let's try that from here again. The left hand is up, and at the top, notice that my fingers are horizontal. They're not up like this, they're just nice and relaxed. The wrist is very slightly bent. Lower hand is relaxed down here. As they come across, as the left hand, imagine there's a string pulling the right hand across. Turn the left hand forward and the right hand automatically turns inward. You don't really have to worry about the fact that the right hand turns inward. It does that pretty much automatically. Then elevator hands. Now the right hand is on top. Again, the fingers are horizontal. Wrist is nice and relaxed. Imagine there's a string going from the right hand down to the left hand. As the right hand sweeps across, it draws the left hand with it. The left hand turns in, and at the last moment, the right hand turns forward. All right, let's try and do it continuously now. Elevator hands, horizontal hands, and the left hand turns forward. Elevator hands, horizontal hands, and the right hand turns forward. Elevator hands, horizontal hands, elevator hands, horizontal hands. Good. Practice that until you can do the arms without having to think too much about them, and then go on to the next section where we put the arm work and the leg work together.